Mike from Orlando, what's on your mind?
Hey, Frank. Hey, back to your question. You hear Q and all this talk, trust the plan, trust the plan. Well, what the hell is the stupid plan? A lot of people think, well, there's going to be mass arrests and Gitmo and all this nonsense.
No, the plan.
Well, maybe
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
maybe there will be, but that'll make a lot of people feel great, and I think there should be. But back to your question, I think the problem with the whole system is the educational system. It's infiltrated. So so if there's mass arrests or there's chaos or whatever, how is that going to change all the the professors in the colleges and the kids going to the grade schools and middle schools and high schools that are all being brainwashed? We've got to do something from the younger age. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I got you, and that's a great point. And let me roll on that a little bit. Mike from Orlando, thank you for the call. I'll start with the whole Q thing that you brought up. Now, anybody that watches this show knows that I'm a very pedestrian follower of the Q drops as they were going on from the beginning. And I'll tell you, from the beginning, the most encouraging thing was the acknowledgement that we as people taking our hands off the steering wheel of our own republic, of our own local decision making, and giving it to those who are in bed with the lobbyists, who are lobbyists themselves, who are dual citizens, who don't care about anything but enriching their friends and creating a really nice, reliable network of business, of steered contracts and public money and nonsense. And then, of course, killing and destroying anybody who gets in your way, and using the authoritative power and the censorious power of government to come by your side and make sure that all your friends are protected from any kind of public scorn. That right there is one of the most astute things that the QAnon movement or material has ever put on out there. Those initial drops from Q were fantastic. I think everybody should go read those, because it identified the problem. It identified many of the players and those who are power brokers and where all of the real problems around the world are and have been. But it identifies the cultural problem that allowed this to happen. And whereas I'm sure that there's a plan behind the scenes for somebody out there, for many people out there who are trying to fight this rot from in between, or in between the lines, or behind the scenes, or behind the curtain. I've always said it before. If you think that any one of us are going to be in on the cuffing of a James Comey or anything like that, that we're being given public information that somebody else out there isn't seeing to try to make a counter move out of, our plan, the plan that we are a part of, is educating ourselves, talking to our neighbors, digging back into our own history, and reconnecting with our heritage. That is our plan. That is a slow simmer. It's a slow cook, but it is a necessary one. We need to be a part of that. That is the one that it's the public awakening. That is the plan. That is the tide that nobody can stop at one point. Because even if we still have our problems and our losses and our setbacks right now, the more we become more conscious of what was done to us, what is happening, and what we must do in the future, we are going to be able to replicate that kind of positivity and that kind of mode of consciousness in a higher and higher level, and keep elevating ourselves and graduating to new levels. That happens, we're going to be creating newer generations of people who are continuing to be bolder and bolder, and this types of corruption is going to continue to wither and die on the vine, because the grounds that they have been able to plant themselves in are no longer going to be fertile for them. You think everybody talks about Donald Trump being a shifty candidate, that he's in this pocket and that pocket. He's saying all the things. He's planting all the right seeds. That's all I care about. I didn't think that we were going to get some kind of a perfection. I didn't think we were going to get George Washington. That's not what we were going to get here. If you thought that our culture was going to provide the perfect candidate that all of you out there would have liked, someone who wanted to slash all the entitlements, wanted to completely disassociate ourselves from all of those those weighty alliances around the world that keep dragging us into their regional problems and everything else. If you thought all that was going to happen, that you're going to get a guy who came at the 5G in 4 to 8 years, that he came at vaccines and everything else that we've been living with for decades all at once, then you were watching the wrong election. That would be like having a beautiful flower bloom in the middle of a garbage dump. There's no place for that to take root in our culture right now. I think that people are, you have to calm yourself down with, the work that lays ahead of us is there's a lot of work. We just got to be enthusiastic about the work that we have to do. And we're going to have victories and setbacks along the way. So as far as the plan goes, that's the plan that we're a part of. The plan that's going on behind the scenes, the plan that might bring us to the front door of justice, that's not one that you and I are going to be involved in. We're not going to be involved in any of that. We're not going to be asked to sit on those military tribunals or those jury panels or anything like that. We're not going to be the ones. Nobody's going to call you up and say, we need you to put, you know what, you've been in the fight, you've been decoding all those Q posts for all of these years now, and we want you to put the handcuffs on Andrew McCabe. You earned it.
We stand to honor our military and to honor our country and to remember the fallen heroes who never made it back home. We stand to show our love for our fellow citizens and our magnificent Constitution. We stand to pay tribute to the incredible Americans who came before us and the heroic sacrifices they made. America is a great nation, a community, a family, and America is our home. We love our home. And our country has never done better than it's doing right now. Never.